Multiculturalism, diversity, unity, and inclusion are all important in Scripture. But there are sometimes we can completely miss the point. Let's look at one example where unity is used for the wrong reasons. We'll read Genesis 11, verses 1 through 9. Now the whole world had one language and a common speech. As people moved eastward, they found a plain in Shinar and settled there. They said to each other, "Come, let's make bricks and bake them thoroughly." They used brick instead of stone and tar for mortar. Then they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves. Otherwise, we will be scattered over the face of the whole earth." But the Lord came down to see the city and the tower the people were building. The Lord said, "If as one people speaking the same language they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. Come, let us go down and confuse their language, so they will not understand each other." So the Lord scattered them from there over all the earth, and they stopped building the city. That is why it was called Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of the whole world. From there the Lord scattered them over the face of the whole earth. Building isn't sinful. Working together can be great if the motives are right. God had commanded the people to be fruitful and fill the earth for His glory. But they were proud. They built a tower that reflected pagan beliefs about access to the gods. They wanted to make a name for themselves and become very powerful. This became their downfall. God responded to the people's pride and arrogance by confusing their languages and scattering them across the earth. He wasn't saying that unity is bad. He was saying that disobeying His commands has consequences. Partly obeying isn't really obeying. Becoming mature means understanding the difference between healthy pride and sinful pride. Healthy pride says, "Look at this great thing, let's rejoice together." Sinful pride says, "Look at me, look what I have done." Spiritual maturity focuses the glory on God. Spiritual immaturity focuses on self. One area that may look spiritual but is actually sinful is Christian nationalism. Some of Christian nationalism looks similar to the people building the Tower of Babel, working together for a common goal. It's not wrong to have a political affiliation. It's not wrong to be grateful for one's country. But when we equate our political identity with our Christian identity, we are in a sinful territory. When we make our allegiance to the country equal to our allegiance to God, we are showing some spiritual immaturity. According to Webster's New World College Dictionary, internationalism is the principle or policy of international cooperation for the common good. Internationalism describes the Salvation Army. This is different from Christian nationalism. Our internationalism celebrates our differences while remaining unified for the common purpose of glorifying God. William Booth never intended for the Salvation Army to become a denomination, but once it did, it quickly spread around the world. Booth wanted to be sure the Salvation Army stayed unified as one army. He didn't do this so the army could build a name for itself or for his own fame. He wanted to maintain unity so the Army's international ministry could focus on building up Jesus' name and bringing people to Him for God's glory. The early Salvationists strongly believed that if one person could be saved at any time, anywhere from any sin, all people in all places could be saved. The world could be laid at Jesus' feet. The Salvation Army remains unified around the world in many ways. Most importantly, we all focus on Jesus. We are all responsible to one head, the general, under God's leadership, and have one international headquarters in London, England. This maintains the integrity of the whole denomination. The general is elected by the High Council, so there is accountability and planning that goes into his or her leadership. The general then appoints the leaders around the world. We are united by our military symbolism and our rank system. We have international publications in different languages. For example, the general has charged the International Salvation Army with reading Called to be a Soldier to better understand the soldier's covenant, which also unites us through our theology and doctrines. Above all, love for God and love for others are the heart of everything we do all around the world. We are one army. Imagine this water is the essence of the Salvation Army. Imagine each of these containers is a different country. The water itself hasn't changed. There isn't any less water than there was to begin with. This is like the Salvation Army in different countries. Some of the things on the outside might look different, but what is on the inside is still the same. Internationalism also means keeping the core principles intact while giving each country a little room to interpret them in their own cultural context. There are several ways the Salvation Army varies around the world. Of course, language varies. Most territories and commands preach the gospel in at least 3 languages. In some, it is more than 12 languages. Ministries vary by culture and local needs. The current Salvation Army yearbook is a great way to learn about what the Army is doing around the world. For example, Australia has an outback flying service. Angola has a polio eradication project. Bangladesh has a fair trade program. Brazil has homes for street children. And the Democratic Republic of the Congo has beekeeping and safe water programs. Although the Salvation Army is united by a uniform, it may look a bit different around the world. In tropical countries, the uniform is tan, white, or gray. In India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, the women wear saris. The S's on the uniform collar are all in local languages. For example, in Norway, the uniform has an F for Frelsesarmeen, Norwegian for the Salvation Army. The Salvation Army is an international movement. It looks a little different in each culture, but it is unified around the world. Unlike the Tower of Babel or Christian nationalism, the Salvation Army uses its unity to point to Jesus and his saving work in the lives of all who believe.